We're good. Welcome everybody. This is Pyrroh's podcast. Joining me today, we got Frankie once again coming through. Say what's up, man.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Oh yeah. Frankie, he decided to come back on the stage. He wanted to talk about a certain topic that him and his girl, I guess they got into it over this or something. What happened? Tell me. Tell me what was
Uh,
going on.
Pretty much, we was on two different perspectives about it. I mean,
What was it? What?
and she was pretty much favoring, I guess you could say, covers. You know what I'm saying? Samples, whatever. Me, I'm more into like originality. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to hear, I mean, then again, if it's like a song from like 50 years ago, you know what I'm saying, bringing it back to life, okay, that's motivational. You say Michael Jackson, anything else, you know what I mean? Something old that was actually like, but Michael Jackson ain't old, but you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
he's known, you know what I mean? So anyway,
No, I know what you're saying. Just like bringing back an iconic song.
yeah. So with that, it's like with me, I like to hear. I'm not too much like into the beat or none of that, like the sound, but I like lyrics. I like, you know what I'm saying, where I can reach out to, I gotta hear it and then I gotta feel it. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like I like to hear new shit. So, I could vibe to it. That's
Yeah.
what I am. And with her, she likes covers, you know what I mean? She likes to hear music, but not the same exact, but just switching genres, you know what I'm saying? So like
Yeah,
say you don't
like a
listen to
true
Taylor
cover.
Swift, you know what I mean? If you listen to Taylor Swift, some people don't, but it's this one song she made. Honestly, I can't even remember what the song is right now, but this band made a cover for it, and it was like switch the genre to rock, and that grabbed a new audience attention. So it's
Mm.
like that's a different
And
perspective.
that
She
that
was,
to me, I think is the purpose of a cover song when it's done right. Like when
yeah,
you do a cover song like that, if you take a Taylor Swift song and then you turn it into a rock song. I mean, she does country pop almost. Like I don't listen to a lot of Taylor Swift, so I don't know. But what I do know is that if you do something like that, then it's got to be done right, and it's got to kind of like convey who you are because you got to automatically know, okay, yes, that is exactly who that band is. Like, because I know by the way that they play, like Disturbed, that band, if they did that Shout song, which was an '80s song,
yes,
and that song was put on their album that had their hit songs on it. So of course everybody heard that that cover song, and then now recently they did what, The Sound of Silence, which was a Simon and Garfunkel song, which I mean it's like,
right, and I like that too. I like that sound, the sounds of silence
but
song.
it's them when as soon as he starts singing, that's him. Like you
Yep.
can't deny it. That's him, and that's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make because there's a difference between playing a song and covering it and doing it your way, the way that you sound, versus playing it the way that that person already recorded it. It's like they already did that. Right now, basically, you're karaoke with a band like that.
Right. Yep.
You're doing karaoke, but as a band, and that's not. I mean, I understand from a lot of perspectives because a lot of people are going to look at it like, well, it gets the crowd hyped up. Like if they hear something familiar, then
Right.
they're gonna
Right.
jam with it. They're gonna rock with it. And if we can pull it off the way the band pulls it off, then we can get the crowd going and they like us more. I get that because I'm in a band. I understand that, but I also understand that if we fuck up that quote cover, that karaoke of the
Yeah.
song, we fucked up. Like it's hard to come back from that. So it's like we either do it, but we do it our way, and we take a song that's a different genre. I mean, think about how many people have gotten famous off of a hit song. I mean, I could think
Yeah.
of Limp Bizkit right there. They did George Michael's "Faith" that was on $3. Well, George Michael did his song "Faith," and then Limp Bizkit did it on $3 Bill, y'all, and that was their hit song that they came out with. And then after that was Nookie.
And it's funny you mentioned that too, because it's like even now on Facebook, people is getting famous
Mm-hmm.
by doing covers
Yeah.
and even sampling music. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? And yeah, it's crazy if you get
But
them
sampling
views.
sampling is a whole different thing. You can't say sampling and covering, because covering is literally just taking that song and doing it your way.
Yeah, yeah.
Sampling is taking the original song but just taking a little piece of it and remixing it a little bit. I don't know. It's like
But
changing it a little bit. But I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, because there are songs that oh man, there's a
Jerry Connor or something like that. Someone on Facebook. He does both. Like he do
okay.
covers with his sister, like singing it, and
Mhm.
he's nice. You know what I mean? Then he also do samples. Like he'll take like the verse or the chorus, whatever. You know what I mean? And he'll
Yeah.
write his own lyrics to it also. And that's
Yeah. And that's
uh,
cool. That's cool. That's what I mean. That's make like a remake of a song. Like those are cool too. I've seen those when people just remake the song. Like they took that song and I guess they just took the original music and
yeah,
put their own words over it. Um, I find it fascinating. I find it fascinating when people can do a good cover, because it shows that. I mean, they were talking about on the Joe Rogan's podcast, like how um, like you would hear a song and you'd be like, damn, when somebody else covers it, it sounds so much more powerful, because it's like they understood the song a little bit more than the person who actually wrote it, and that's crazy, because the person who wrote it should be feeling the ultimate of it, but the fact that they were able to evoke some emotion in somebody else that kind of like brought out a different perspective of the whole song, and that to me is that's amazing, like that
yeah,
humans can do that.
and I give them props. I like that because at the same time they giving the original artist credit.
Mhm.
By
Yeah.
not switching up. Because nowadays I see like music, they don't even credit the original, the originality, like where it came from. They just try to change up the sound a bit, like with different instruments, or they
Oh yeah.
switch up the words. But you could just tell by like the
Yeah,
the
you know,
flow, like yo, I know where he got that song from. You know what I'm saying? It's
it's one of
like
those, like it's like one of those Vanilla Ice type things. Like, man, come on, we know where you got it from. Yeah, you can say you
yeah.
changed that little bit, but we all know, and it's pretty obvious. But that's cool. That's cool. Take it. That's cool. Oof. I'm good.
Right.
It's like we now see you. What is he still flipping houses? That dude still flipping houses? Last time I heard, he was flipping houses. Like
Oh
he had his
no.
own TV show, and he was buying houses and renovating them and selling them. Like, that's cool, man. But I don't know. When you have your little run in the spotlight, you gotta just either run with it or run away from it.
Yeah.
You can't do both. Can't run away from it with it. It won't let you. So, man. Anyways, yo, you hear about? Oh shit, dude. Have you heard about these fucking kids? Yo, these kids are fucking eating laundry detergent.
Oh fuck.
No
I
shit. No
never.
shit.
Wow, that's crazy. That's
These
weird,
fucking
man.
kids are eating laundry that
And,
like
and, and
eh,
what do they get out of it?
well,
What
okay, well,
benefit?
see, this is the thing. Like, there were a bunch of memes online. I saw them and I was just like, I didn't pay much attention to them. I was just like, whatever, fuck it. There was somewhere they were like putting those, those Tide Pods, those laundry pods. Well, they photoshopped some onto like the pizza roll box, and it's like, eat the. And there was another one with like cereal. It was like a bowl of cereal, but it was just the pods, and then it had like a thing of bleach as the milk. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, I thought it was funny because I was like, man, that kind of looks like a pizza roll if you think about it. But now, now somebody, I guess, made the challenge or something. Or
Trying to
somebody,
turn it into a trend,
yeah, they
probably.
turned it into a challenge trend, and now these fucking kids are out there eating laundry pods.
Wow.
Like the video, dude, motherfuckers are eating this shit, dude. That's gonna fucking kill you.
Bro,
And when I saw it, oh my bad, go ahead.
I seen. No, go ahead.
All right.
Finish up.
No, I was gonna say, like, when I saw it, I was just like, motherfucker, eat 4 or 5 more, motherfucker,
Wow.
eat
And
5,
and
like just,
swallowed it? All of
well,
it?
I don't know, man, I don't know. A lot of them spit the shit out because it's
Alright.
fucking laundry
Alright. I would
detergent,
hope.
dude. Imagine like eating that shit. But to me, I was like, dude, go eat another fucking 5 of them so you learn your fucking
Exactly.
lesson, man. And if you die off natural selection, motherfucker, I'm sorry, I cannot have remorse for people who do stupid shit like that. Like
Yeah.
you are, and it's one thing if it was like a little kid that got into it, and that's why they make those the way they make them, because they don't want little kids getting into them. This is for like fucking a 2 year old, 3 year old that'll
Mm-hmm.
just come across it,
And what if like
you
they
know.
just see you, you know what I mean, your little sister see you doing that, you
And
mean,
then
one
yeah,
day and
okay,
they okay,
and
what
then
is
it
that?
turns into that. Then it turns
Yeah.
into that.
Yep.
It's like now the little ones don't even realize that this is just a challenge
Mm-hmm.
online because they're not online. They don't fucking know what really
Exactly.
online is. Like they might be able to get on the internet, but that don't mean
Wow.
anything.
That's true
But
though.
what's crazy is like, okay, so these fucking, it's like teenagers and they're eating fucking laundry pods, and I'm just thinking to myself, man. I mean, I'm sorry, but if you are that fucking dumb, I mean, I was 15 at one point. I did some dumb shit in my life. Trust me, I know what the fuck it is.
I ain't never look.
But I never fucking ate a laundry detergent pod.
I look at it this way. I never did nothing dumb for free. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like just to put it on
oh yeah,
social
yeah,
media or something, just
and
to
you know they're
that's
just trying to get
extra.
likes
You
and
know,
shit
like
like that. Like they're just trying to like go with the, because it's, to me, I think the more extreme the trend is, the more people are gonna
the
want,
more views.
and
Wow, you're
want
right.
that, and then at the same time, it's like the person who's doing it. I mean, think about it. Who are gonna be the first people to see that?
Yeah,
When he posts that up, it's gonna be his friends. I mean, he might have a fucking couple of followers, or he might have fucking 150,000 followers. I don't know, but like the first people that are really gonna see that are interacting with him the most,
yep,
and it might be the people that are closest to him, because for some reason it's like your phone knows the other phones that are around it, and it's like they communicate without us even telling them to do that shit.
yep.
That's, I don't think people realize that, but that's another fucking reality to the life we live in right now. That's crazy.
And also, with the detergent things, yo,
Mm.
people been smoking it too,
Oh
dabbing it.
fuck. Yep, yep. That's the next thing. When you thought that shit could not get any worse, all right, ladies and gentlemen, these motherfuckers are dabbing Tide pods, like Tide laundry detergent pods. Yeah, I sound retarded.
Yeah,
I take it
gone.
back. I can't say things
Tide
like that.
Pods. It's like a tongue
Yeah,
twister though.
these kids are eating or smoking. These kids are smoking laundry detergent pods. This is fucking nuts.
Oh man,
Like just smoke
the world's
the
coming to an end.
well, no, their world is coming to an end.
The
Like, yo,
generation, their
you dumb
generation. Yeah.
motherfuckers. I don't even want to fucking plead to them, because there's no point, man. I just sound like an old grumpy ass motherfucker that don't like them, and that's not what it is. Like, I'm just saddened that you are that fucking stupid. But you know what? At the same time, we did overpopulate this earth, right? Isn't that what the fuck people are talking about? Isn't that what they're talking about? Somebody pull that up. Isn't there
You're
like
right though.
articles and shit about fucking
Overpopulation.
overpopulation? All right, well, I think that naturally, that a tree can only grow so far because it doesn't have to grow any further. The
True.
human race is going to do the exact same thing. The human race is only going to grow so far, and there's no need for it to grow any further. You can't do
Right.
much more with what you already are. That's why your fingers are as long as they are. You don't need fucking 10-inch fingers. Like, what the fuck? Nobody's going to be walking around with fucking digglers like that. But yeah, natural selection. Let these kids just keep eating that shit. I'm sorry. I'm not encouraging it, and I don't want these kids to die off of it, but I feel like, with everything, that's probably what it's going to take. It's going to take the extreme for people to realize, fuck, I shouldn't be doing that. It's like it took a couple of heroin overdoses around me
Mhm.
for me to be like, yeah, I don't think I should do that. I mean, I always knew because I mean, my background just it was riddled with the shit like here and there, and you just you got to kind of say to yourself, no, fuck that. That's not how I want to go. There's a lot of other things that I could do, and there's a lot of other ways that I can die. That definitely doesn't want to be one of the fucking ways that I want to die.
Right.
I'm sorry. Like I made that conscious decision even at a young age. But like again, I made it at a young age. And I mean a 15-year-old, you can't tell me a 15-year-old has the mindset of a 3-year-old that he doesn't know any better to not eat that fucking Tide Pod. Come on, man. Like you are not stupid. You're in high school, motherfucker. You're smart enough to
I don't
turn the
know.
phone on and fucking push record and post this motherfucker up on social media and get all these likes, and now you banking on it because you did it, but now you got shit burning all up in your fucking stomach and shit. Like I hope you got paid enough so you can pay those hospital bills and shit. 'Cause you gonna need it.
And you heard it. This was old though, but
Mm.
like, I mean, it was called Waka. It was like some drug that they were selling, and
Oh
it was
no, Flocka,
Flocka, and it was making people like
Flocka.
zombies. You
Yep.
could say, yo, like they had.
And the shit's still out there. And you know what gets me is like, yo, motherfuckers, you know that's what it's about to do to you.
You know,
Like, how the hell did you?
synthetic. I mean, why would they
Yeah.
make
Oh,
something?
okay.
Why would they make it?
And a lot of people were like on that synthetic weed, that fucking, what was that K5 or whatever the
K
fuck they
two.
K2? That's what it was. That K2, that kratom or whatever the fuck they were calling. I don't even remember. I didn't even give a shit about it. I was like, dude, smoke some real weed. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
The thing is, with some people that smoked them, they probably was on probation. They
No,
couldn't
no,
smoke
that's
weed, so
exactly what it
you know what I
was.
mean,
That's exactly
smoke
what it
that,
was. They're like, oh man,
and
I can't smoke weed right now, man. This is just like it. And so, okay, I remember this one time, this one girl was like, hey, um, smoke. She didn't like smoking weed, but for
right.
some reason, she liked smoking this shit.
Whoa.
I think she liked smoking that shit because it was legal. I don't think. I think she just didn't like the paranoia
Oh wow.
aspect because she couldn't get in trouble for smoking that, but she could get in trouble with the cops for smoking weed. So she like drove home and she was fucked up on that. It's like, what are they going to fucking arrest her for being on? No, they can't because it's legal. Now it's not. But anyway, um, yeah. So she was like, yeah, just smoke some of this. And I didn't have any weed, and I was just like, oh my god, all right, fuck it, I'll smoke some. I finally gave in and I smoked some. Man, my fucking head just rushed back. My stomach just fucking tied up in knots, and I felt like I was about to throw up the whole time.
Whoa.
I was just like, dude, this fucking sucks. Like, this is not weed. This is not what the fuck it is. I'm sorry, dude. I don't know what the fuck you guys are smoking, but this is not good for you. And I never touched it after that. Like, that was the one and only time that I smoked it, and I never smoked it again. And one of my good friends was smoking it for a while because he was on probation because he had got busted. And I'm like, dude, you shouldn't smoke that. He's like, man, I can't smoke weed. And I'm like, ah. I was like, fuck, dude, I know.
Yeah.
And there was nothing I could do, and that shit sucked because I felt helpless. I was like, man, I want to like do something. I want to get you away from that fucking bullshit because that bullshit's not good for you, man. It's not good, but there was no alternative for me to give him. So I was like, all right, man. Well, you'll learn. You'll understand soon enough. I mean, you'll get off probation. You'll smoke weed again. You'll be like, yeah, fuck that other shit. And sure enough,
Shoot,
sure enough, like
bro. Like,
he got off probation. Boom, he's done. Let's fucking smoke some weed. We smoke some weed, and there it is. And yeah, he's doing really well with himself now. Let's put it that way. He's doing very well.
that's good.
He's successful in a lot of people's eyes. In my eyes, motherfucker still got a long way to go. But yeah, he's very, very successful in a lot of people's eyes. And that's good.
That's what's up.
That's good. And those again, like dude, that's the type of people I surround myself with. Like I need people that are gonna
Motivate.
get down to business. Like yo, when it comes down to get to it, like yo, let's get to it.
Right.
We got to dig a fucking hole 5 feet deep or 4 feet deep, 2 feet wide. Fuck it. 5 feet, 6 feet deep. Fuck it. 6 feet deep.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not like that though. I don't. I'm not. I don't like saying 6 feet because people think I'm trying to kill somebody or something. They're like, huh? 6 feet deep. Hmm. You know, try to put me 6 feet under, huh? All right. I see what you're doing. Nah, but it's one of those like I didn't. Yeah, he's a good dude. So wherever you at right now, if you listening, man, cheers to you. Keep it up. I don't want to drop his name because I'm sure he'll be a guest later on, and he'll probably bring this up. Like, yep, I had to come clear my name. he's like, he's like, whatever he said, fuck that shit. I don't know him. I don't even know why I'm here. Good dude though. So what else is going on with you, man? What's good?
Mm. Nothing really extra, just waiting,
Just
waiting
waiting.
patiently. That's all.
Did they ever call you back from Five Guys?
Well, not yet,
Did
but
you call them?
what I put is pretty much I'll be available at the after the 20th. You know what I'm saying? Because
What,
that's when her
January
schedule,
20th?
the
Yeah,
20th coming up. Because that's when
yeah.
she'll be off.
That's
Eventually knock
perfect.
her
All right,
thing.
you didn't call them, did you?
No.
Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. I'll just make sure because a bunch of people kept calling them today, and I was like, "Who the fuck is calling?" He was like, "People are like asking about their application,"
Hmm.
and I was like, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, I fucking hate that shit." So whenever they call, it's like, "All right, I'll take their name down, and I know not to put that application." Nah, I'm just kidding. That's not what he said.
Well, I'm straight. I didn't call. I'm just waiting. Probably after the 20th, I'll call. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just chilling. Trying to.
I'm just
Trying,
guessing. I don't know. I don't think he really said that. I was just I just felt like he was getting annoyed that people were calling. Like that was my perception of it. He didn't really say that, but I like saying shit like that because it gets them in trouble. But I shouldn't say that because I gotta edit that out. Like, I'm not gonna say that. Fuck that shit. I'm not gonna get them in trouble. That's my boss, man. Fuck that. Hell no. If I didn't like him, I'd fucking get him in trouble. I'd get him fired. I wouldn't give a fuck. But no, he's cool. But yeah, what else is out there, man? These motherfuckers. I'm about to pick something online. Let's see. Gotta be. So you want another beer or something? You good?
Still gotta finish this joint.
All right. All right. You got Netflix down there? Yeah,
Yeah.
y'all watch Netflix, man. You watch that Dave Chappelle special?
Yeah, I believe so.
You seen the new one?
The new one, no. When it came
No,
out,
New Year's. It
I
just
didn't even see it
Yo,
yet.
it just came out. Oh, I'm not gonna talk about it. I want to talk about it, but I don't want to talk
I
about
seen
it.
this movie, right? It's funny with Adam Sandler. It's called The Do Over.
I
And
gotta
it
see
just
that.
came
I've
out. It's on
seen.
Netflix.
Yeah,
I don't know if
I've
it
seen
just
the.
came out or been there, but yo, it's a good movie. I
the
like Adam Sandler movies, and that's like a like progress. Like he became a way
the
better
do
actor. Like,
over.
and he was
Okay.
already a good actor. Like, into funny movies and all that.
Yep.
But yo, this is a change. Like,
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yo, everybody's talking about fucking Bitcoin and. Oh,
Bitcoins.
excuse me.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about Bitcoin and shit like that. What the fuck? Bitcoin. You know what's crazy? Like I remember Bitcoin when a couple of my friends, not gonna name any names, sorry guys. We're trying to buy some things off of the Silk Road,
Yeah.
some test chemicals. They were basically what it was a bunch of chemists that were trying different synthetic. They were doing like trials of synthetic drugs.
Trials.
Trials. So
Sort of like that.
you didn't they didn't know what the effects were gonna be. They were just like, here is like something that's close to what you're looking for. Let's see if it works. You know what I'm saying? So it was a synthetic form of what they were trying to get, if I remember correctly, which I'm pretty sure I do, was a synthetic form of psilocybin and a synthetic form of MDMA. It was those two. Yeah, it was MDMA and psilocybin. So synthetic mushrooms and synthetic ecstasy. Because those were like the big things growing up when everybody was like all in their little drug phase. Yeah, everybody was fucking dropping acid and fucking taking mushrooms. We would all eat mushrooms. I'll admit that I ate mushrooms once. It was
Never
good.
tried it.
It was fun. I had a crazy trip one time, but that's a story I might tell later. But yeah, I forgot what I was talking about. That's what happens when you do drugs like that. I remember. Um, it was the psilocybin. These motherfuckers were trying to buy these drugs off the internet, and the only way you could get it was buying it through Bitcoin. So they had to get Bitcoin to sell to buy that shit. So they had to convert their money somehow and get a wallet and all that shit. And they were trying to explain it to me at one point, and I was just like, that shit is way too much, man. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to go through all these steps just to get to fucking just so I can get my hands on some of that. It's like, no, I'm good. Never mind. I kind of like brushed it
Yeah.
off. But these motherfuckers, they had bought some Bitcoin and they obviously traded the Bitcoin for the fucking doses of the shit they got, and it was fucking insane. That was a crazy night, and I just remember
Also,
now,
you
like,
witnessed the drug
oh
in
yeah,
effect.
oh yeah, we were there.
Oh,
We were there. Like, yeah, it was fun. One distinct moment I remember that was I was able to draw onto the walls with a glow stick.
whoa.
Like that's how long the trails were. Like I literally would just I would write my name and then I'd scribble it out and it'd still be there and I'm just like, what the fuck? Okay,
Wow.
this is crazy. This is fucking crazy.
Sounds
And
intense.
and there was one point where there was another point where we were walking down the street and we went to this part where it's called the Greenway and it was like the entrance and we looked up and everybody looked up and we were literally standing right where the clouds split. So the clouds
Whoa.
split, boom, right there, and one side was red and one side was blue, and we were like, because it was red because of the sunset, but it was
Mm.
blue because of the nighttime. So it was like, but we were right in the middle of a split in the clouds where it was like separated the colors, and we were just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, all right, we just kept walking. Like everybody just like gets hyped up, and oh man, we had a good time. We had a real good time that night. But back to the whole thing with the Bitcoin is these motherfuckers had Bitcoin. They had, I'm pretty sure they had some Bitcoins on them, and I don't know how they feel about it now. I should probably call one of them and ask them. Like, hey man, how does it feel to know you had Bitcoin at one point
And could have like
and now
came
it's
up
worth
literally.
and now it's worth like 13 grand, 14 grand for one. I'm sure you had to buy a shitload of them because okay, this one dude around that same time or it might have been earlier, but oh no, it might have been later, I'm sorry. This one dude bought he bought two pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin. He paid 10,000 Bitcoin
For two pizzas.
for two
Whoa.
pizzas. And it's like you do the math now, dude. We're talking about like $1.4 million. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Maybe more than that. No, 10,000. No, 100. Yo, $104 million. Like, yo, you be sitting on bank. That's why a lot of people are getting into cryptocurrencies and shit like that now. I mean, I'd like to get somebody in here and talk about some cryptocurrencies. That shit's fucking
Man, I just feel like I'm late on that end because
not even.
now it's like, that's even then though, but that's what like I guess you could say terrorists. That's what that's their currency, you know,
Mm.
and they want to buy their weapons and all that, but stay low profile, you know, low
Yeah, I
key.
get it. I mean,
So
that's how it was
you never
sold.
know if that would the Bitcoin industry will ever go bankrupt, and you know you would lose all.
No,
I don't know.
not
That's
at all.
I
Not
just
at all. You know why? Because it has nothing to do with these terrorists and all that shit, dude. It has everything to do with energy consumption.
oh okay.
That's all it's about. It's like how much energy is going to be consumed to convert that energy into a form of payment, like money.
You're right.
It's weird. I mean, these terrorists that were using it. I mean, a lot of people were using it because they were getting shit off the Silk Road, and you had to like um, go through like a Tor network and shit like that, the Onion network, and all that shit was going on. All that shit was going on, and all that shit was going on, and then you got to fucking realize that these people are not. They're not gonna be able to keep doing that because not everybody's gonna just fucking sell to any. Well, I guess they would sell to anybody because that's the whole point. It was the anonymity of it. That's why the Silk
And
Road.
how much is they worth now?
I can tell you right now. Hold on, let me. Shit. Let's see. A Bitcoin right now at this moment. What's today's day? Today is the
10th,
11th.
11th. All right.
Today is January 11th.
11th.
Yeah, Bitcoin on January 11th is worth at this moment in time $13,380 exactly.
Say that again. No, from the
$13,380.
beginning. How much is one Bitcoin worth?
One Bitcoin is worth $13,380. One Bitcoin.
Wow.
One Bitcoin. So here, let's do some simple math. All right. Say that guy got 10,000. So we'll multiply 10,000 by 13. What did I say? What did I say?
Honestly,
Oh,
like
13,380. 13,380. There we go. So 13,380. And boom. Yeah. Oh my God. That's a big number. That's a
that's
big fucking number.
133 million.
Yeah. $133.8 million. That's exactly what that is.
Whoa.
Like somebody got rich.
Oh man.
But I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not even gonna focus on it because if I let that get to me, then. But what you should do is go ahead and get in now and get used to how the whole market works, and then you can start.
I just don't want it to crash. That's the only thing I'm worried
I mean,
about.
if it crashes, it crashes. Whatever. Fuck it. It's supposed to. It's supposed to crash. At one
So
point, it's supposed to crash.
so
Just like the dollar is supposed to crash at one point. Like everything is supposed to fucking
so
die.
like the way to start off would be to buy Bitcoins, right?
Yeah, buy
So
some
I have to
Bitcoin. I
pay
mean,
like I
20
mean
bucks.
$20.
Yeah, throw in 20 bucks.
But I thought you said it was worth like
It's worth that much. You're gonna get like this much. You're gonna get a fraction of it. It's gonna be a very, 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 very small fraction of it. But it's still gonna be relative to the price of that goes up.
right.
Your money goes up
Got you.
too. Like you might only make a penny. You might only
Got
make a
you.
couple pennies here and there.
But
But
eventually over
but
time.
eventually over time, I mean, if it keeps going up, but you also want to keep buying it. You want to, you just when it starts going down, obviously you want to start buying it. Right now, you want to buy it because Bitcoin has peaked at 19,000, like, and it's at 13 right now. Right now is a good time to buy because if it bounces back up to 19,000, like you just made profit. Like you made profit. There's no denying that shit. But it has to bounce back. And there's a lot of people that are starting to speculate about the ban on using cryptocurrency. Like a lot of countries are trying to regulate because they can't regulate it. That's the thing. You can't regulate cryptocurrency. So what's happening is that countries are not able to regulate the actual currency, but they can regulate what the currency can do. So the currency here can only buy groceries, or
Got you.
you
Yeah.
know,
All
you
right.
can only use Ripple to buy currency or to
They
buy
wanted
clothes
to
or
limit pretty
yeah,
much
yeah.
what
So
was able to
they can't control the actual thing, but they can control. They can basically set up a wall and guide it because right now it's like a free, yeah,
boundaries.
it's like a ball just rolling in fucking open space and it's growing and growing and growing. So what they can do is set up a wall and boom,
Contain it.
yeah, and try to contain it. They can't ever control it and where it's gonna go, but they can contain it. And the best part about it is that their walls are only so big, and that thing can keep growing infinitely.
Yep.
You can only build so big of a wall before you exert all of before you exhaust all of your resources. And once you've done that, now that ball gets bigger, and there you go. It took over the market. And that's what I feel like this is headed towards. This is going to become the one world currency. This is the
It's gonna
new world
explode.
order that everybody was talking about when they're like, oh, the Illuminati's going to take over. Hey, man, guess what? If that was the case, here we go. Cryptocurrency, a cryptic thing, you know? It's a very secretive thing. It's something that you don't really know what it is, but you know that it's there. You know, it's a shadow currency. It's basically what it is, a shadow currency, and it's undermining physical dollar bills. It's undermining the power of that shit. And it's literally converting it. It's funny. It's converting
Math.
physical
Straight
it's
math.
converting physical dollar bills. Because if I wanted to go buy Bitcoin right now, if I wanted to take this $20 bill right here and go buy some Bitcoin, I'd have to go to the ATM real quick, put it in there, and then be like, all right, boom, deposit it. All right, deposit that $20 into that bank. Now I got $20 credit onto that. I go onto my phone, I buy it, takes that from that credit thing. I literally just turned that $20 bills into whatever fucking cryptocurrency I wanted. That's what's happening. It's like, dude, the machine's like eating the money. And where does that $20 bill go? Where does that $20 bill go? I mean, it gets held into a pot. That $20 bill gets held into a pot. Yo, oh shit, that gives me, oh my God. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that makes more sense. That gets held, if that gets held into a pot, then that means the value of that is what it can't determine. You see how confusing this shit is? Okay, so the value of the dollar bill cannot determine the value of a Bitcoin because the Bitcoin's value is determined by how much Bitcoin is actually there and actually being traded. So to say that it's taking that money and holding, so if the dollar bill collapses, everybody who bought Bitcoin in US dollars just lost all of their money. But where did they lose it to is what I'm trying to figure out. I mean, you can't just lose your money. Actually, yeah, yeah, you can.
And that's if the Bitcoin loses
Because
its
if the
value, right?
well, if the Bitcoin's value is determined on that dollar bill, then and the dollar bill is determined on oil, and the oil is determined on physical product and how much you're actually going to get out of the ground. You know what I'm saying? The petrodollar is what they call it. So I don't know. It's a crazy thing to like think about because the cryptocurrency is a world thing. So being a world thing, it means that if the dollar collapses, that just means everybody who bought it in USD loses. You lost. Sorry, your country went bankrupt.
Oh man.
You're fucked. And I think that's the point of cryptocurrency is to eat up every country's physical money and see who can last without physical currency.
Mm.
I think now that I'm thinking about it, I think that's what it is. Like who's gonna be able to last without physical currency and how are you gonna be able to do it? And I think that's a good thing because it's gonna force people to get creative. Like
But
you don't have a
so
choice.
so if currency doesn't exist, pretty much.
But does it? See what I'm saying? Because what you're
Eventually, though, you know what I'm saying? Because what you're saying, eventually,
it's not going to be physical.
you know. So, and it's funny because it's like movies nowadays.
That's I
Everything
mean the
that's
same
going on,
thing.
I feel like they try to put it in a humorous way, but it's
It's
deeper
real
than we
shit.
even
Yeah,
know. You
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
It's still
Like
happening.
what you were saying about population, like we overpopulating, you know, the humans and all that.
Right.
There's movies about that where they joke around, you know, they shrink you, you know what I mean? What's it called? Size down or something where they, you know, they make you
Really?
smaller and pretty much if you 10 times like 100 times smaller, you know, they put you in like your little tiny little house and it's like,
Oh
you know what I'm saying?
wow. So
That's that and like
to save space.
and the
Oh,
and the
that's
other movie
crazy.
and the other movie was like where currency doesn't exist, but it's like you got this thing on your wrist, you know, a chip or something that's
And
in you.
it
So it's like
counts down the
and it,
time.
and
And
time
it
and
counts
this
down the
that's
time. And
one
he
is
has.
time and it's another one.
I
Oh, you
know
know what I'm
what you're.
talking about? That season,
I think I know what you're talking
Dark
about.
Mirrors,
I don't.
Dark
I don't.
Mirrors,
Is
Dark
it?
Mirrors, bro.
Oh, Dark Mirrors. Yeah, I haven't
That's
seen that.
something
I
different. You
haven't
know what I'm
seen
saying?
that
But
yet.
it's weird. Like
I haven't seen
it's
Dark
a
Mirrors
bunch of
yet, but
movies, but it's just like wow, like
yeah. No, I mean
what to
you're right.
expect.
You're right because the future is crazy. The future is fucking crazy, and with cryptocurrency now, like that's crazy. That I'm glad that I got to talk about it because I didn't think about it that way before I even started this right now, which which is kind of creepy, but it's whatever. It's whatever because I didn't think that that could have been an angle that somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing and has the resources to do it. I mean, think about these fucking billionaires, man. What the fuck do you think they talk about? What do you think they talk
Yeah.
about? You think they talk about where they're trying to go eat? Fuck no. Fuck no. People are asking them what they want to eat. They ain't talking about, they're talking about global plans. Like how can we manipulate that $1 out of everybody again? Because that's all we got to do, man.
You're
Just
right.
manipulate that $1 out of every human being. All right, that's not possible. We know that's impossible. That's okay. So what you got to do is, well, you got to cover for that. Cover for that other person. So now you got to charge the next person $2. Oh wait, now there's three people. You charge them $3. And you'll cover the other two people.
You ever hear who established bitcoins? Like you
Uh,
mean
something.
it wasn't really like
They said that he
clear,
was
but it was
real, but he wasn't real. Like he wasn't the person that they say he was. I forgot his name, Nakamoto or something. Oh no, no, Satoshi,
Toshi.
Satoshi Nakamoto or Yakamoto or something like that. I don't remember. Can't think about it right now, but yeah, Satoshi. He's the one that came up with Bitcoin, but they say that he wasn't. He wasn't like. How do I explain this? He wasn't one person. He was working with a couple other people, and it was just kind of like a fake alias. So that Satoshi name is kind of because
It could probably be made up, honestly.
right, right, and see, and what apparently what happened was that somebody had mentioned something about like the government was gonna get involved, or the government started looking at him, so he just went completely blank. Boom, nobody, no more contact with anybody. Nobody's gonna know where the fuck I am. Nobody knows who I am anyway. So peace out. See you later. Don't ever
Whoa.
talk to me again. And nobody has heard from Satoshi since. People speculate as who this person could be and who these people could be. Like that's why they think that it's a group of people because it's like everybody just went silent because it's like you spread that code word saying government's getting involved. And once the government gets involved, boom, you gotta abandon that shit. And what happens, they already set up the whole program, and the program doesn't need anything else after that. It's like almost like a perpetual motion type thing, where once you like, the little ball that click, click, click. It's one of those things where they just like, bloop, they set it off, boom, there we go. Now it's gonna be up to somebody else to have to pick that ball up again and boom, set it off again. And that's when the game gets reinvented. Right now, we're in the middle of that fucking energy force getting passed through. And as soon as we can realize when it's slowing down, That's when we need to pick the ball up. We need to be
Yeah.
the ones to pick the ball up. Because the person who picks the ball up is going to be the person that's going to fucking gain the most. And they're going to be able to leave the quickest with their head intact. Like, shit. I watch a lot of Game of Thrones, so it's like, yo, you got to get in and get the fuck out. Get in and get the fuck out. Like, don't stand around. Don't start fucking celebrating your victory because guess what? You about to get killed. That's what's about to happen. So, yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy that I even think about it like that because now I don't even know what to say. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? You believe in aliens?
Honestly,
Hold on. Let me go get something to drink. I gotta.
alright.
Yeah. Okay. So back to what I was saying. Do you believe in aliens? No,
Alright.
no, no, for real, man. Like, do you believe
Honestly,
in them?
honestly, I don't. I mean, I believe in the creation of aliens. You know what I'm saying? But aliens being out there, no, I don't
No,
believe that. No,
like
I
they're
believe the idea of aliens they created. You know what I'm saying?
but they're not out there.
No, nope.
Well, so we're the aliens then. I mean,
Hmm.
we're the only physical living things that we can find that are of our level of intelligence, the way that we perceive it.
Hmm.
Like, what the fuck? There's nothing else out there. There's
I mean, there could
absolutely
be like
nothing.
other dimensions
That's
if you want
one
to go
thing
that deep. You know?
I mean, that's one thing I've considered was the dimension that we're in.
You know?
But at the same time, what if I wanted to put myself in another one? How do I go about doing that? The fact that I'm even asking that question, I mean, that should already have sparked some shit a long time ago because I'm nobody new. So
Right.
come on. And I'm nobody that's special. So even more, people should have already figured this shit out. Now, aliens, I don't know, man. I don't think there's aliens like that. I mean,
Right.
I like the idea of an alien being like those fucking extraterrestrial, the Greys and like the Zetas and all those motherfuckers. Like that shit. That's a great like story and it's a great concept, but I don't think that's real. I mean, if that was real, then fuck it, dude. The aliens are already here. We call them bugs.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We call them reptiles and shit like that. I mean, if that's the case, you know, the aliens are already here, and there's quote monsters and shit out there that'll fuck you up that we don't know about. You know, I think we should be more fearful of the fucking ocean than we should be fearful of outer space because the
Right.
ocean
There's
is
so many
right
parts.
there.
There's so many parts to it that's not even, you know what
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
saying,
we haven't
looked
discovered
at.
shit in the ocean. Like we've literally just
I haven't even
scratched
been
the
touched.
surface. Yeah, we just scratched the surface of the
Like the
ocean.
Bermuda Triangle.
Right, and then all that shit, like,
They scared to go. They scared of going that
and
part of the ocean.
and a lot of people think like the moon landing was faked and all that. Like that's cool. If the moon landing was faked, then we never went to the moon. But if the moon landing was real, why haven't we gone back? What did you find on the moon that you just like, yo, we can't go back. We can't go back.
I mean,
What is it? Like,
it probably could be evidence of
it's gotta be
the
something.
real history and past to Earth. You know what I'm saying? Because who knows?
Mm-hmm. What if that's what it is?
Who
It's like, yo, they
knows?
figured out, like, holy shit.
This is what really happened, but they can't know that.
Like,
So keep.
what if the moon was a mini Earth? Like, what if the moon was a mini Earth?
Yo.
And when we got there, we figured out, whoa, shit,
Yep.
this is a lot scarier than we fucking imagined. Like, yo, this was like looks like a thriving fucking place that just went
This is
just burnt to
yeah.
a crisp, burnt. But then again, if it burnt then, why didn't it burn us on Earth? Like if it burned the moon, why didn't it burn the Earth? And
Right.
then how the fuck did the moon even get right there and stay right there? Like how did everything just get right there and stay right there? It doesn't seem like anything is really moving. I mean, everything is obviously moving within itself and trajectory, but
Rotating,
yeah, everything's rotating and but
moving
what I'm
around.
saying is like why is like and of course we were like the orbits and all that shit and I'm thinking to myself or gravitational pools and shit like that and I'm like okay, that's cool. But if that's the case, then why hasn't the moon fucking hit the earth yet?
Hmm.
Like is the earth
Exactly.
is the moon getting closer to the earth?
Or
No.
as we getting closer
Or
to the
are
sun,
we getting closer to the sun? Like what the fuck is happening?
or what they keep arguing and debating about is the flat, is the
The
Earth
flat
flat?
the
Is the
flat
Earth
earth?
flat?
Oh shit, dude. I don't even want to get into that because that's a whole that's a whole
Yo,
brand new old stupid. Like that's people believe that shit way back in the day and they were making maps about it and shit and that's cool. All right, so if it is that Antarctica is just a fucking ice wall, these Game of Thrones motherfuckers over here making conspiracies. Like, what you think that Antarctica is just a fucking huge ice wall, a ice ring, basically what it is, a huge ice ring, and what the North Pole is right there in the center of all of it, and all the continents are just floating in like a plate. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody just
yeah.
floating right here, and nobody's really moving, but they are moving. So how the fuck? How the hell do you get movement without there being a fucking sphere? Like it's like, have you ever left a fucking plate with water in it and then just like left some shit in it? Like when you do dishes and you just like fucking leave a plate there and there's water on it and there's like bits of food and shit. What happens to that shit? Does that fucking food like fucking swirl around and start like fucking forming mountains and shit? No, that fucking shit just like sits there.
Hmm. Yeah.
That shit just sits there. So there would be no fucking earthquakes. There would be no fucking tsunamis and shit like that because there's nothing. There's no motion, dude. If you're sitting flat, you're flat, flat line. You're dead. There's nothing.
Exactly.
You're dead, motherfuckers. Like that. That whole theory to me is stupid because you need it to be a sphere because that rolling fucking motion is twisting and fucking turning.
360
Yeah, well, yeah,
rotation.
that 360-degree, that shit is just moving constantly, and that's what's creating the friction that creates the. Or this, dude, there's nothing like. I mean, I believe in a thing called centrifugal force, and that's one of their arguments. These flat Earth motherfuckers is one of their arguments is centrifugal force. Well, if you ever fucking spun a ball and put water on it, the water spins off, and it's like, yeah, I get that. I get that. Do you understand you're inside of that ball
But
that's
it's a
spinning?
ozone layer. It's called the ozone
But I'm
layer
saying
for a
no, no, no. I'm
reason.
saying like you're inside the ball that's spinning.
Exactly.
Okay. Have you ever heard of rain? Have you ever heard of fucking rain? Have you heard of the atmosphere? You know what the atmosphere is for? It's to fucking bring that water back down when it gets
Gravity.
spun back up, man, because of the earth spinning and the sun fucking evaporating it. It gets sucked up into the fucking area that you are talking about and it gets fucking thrown back down on us and it's called rain. What the fuck, dude? It's called snow, sleet, hail, whatever the fuck you want to call it. What else, dude? Come on. Well, where are these people? Like, they got a lot of flaws in their theories. So that whole flat Earth, but yeah, like the aliens, like that moon shit. I think that if we had landed on the moon, they found something we don't need to know. We don't want to know. We need to get back to Earth and fucking take care of our shit here. It's either that or we never fucking got to the moon,
Right.
and we have to just hold up this fucking lie. we have to believe that's fucking lie, because if we don't, then well, we look bad in front of the Russians, because the Russians would have won with Sputnik. I think that's what it was called, Sputnik. I think that was a satellite that went out into orbit,
Oh.
and it was like, because it was a space race during the Cold War. It was a space race, and it was a literal race to get to the moon. Like, who's gonna get to the moon? So to me, it's like, yo, if you fake the moon landing, then you win, because they think you got to the moon. Now, how can they prove if you actually got to the moon or not? Well, they got to get to the moon to prove that shit. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So they probably just like conceded and said, "Fuck it, dude. We give up. We tried. We tried to get to the moon. We couldn't get to the moon." And I think that America was trying to. America was probably trying to. It's like, fuck, we can't get to it. Fuck it, dude. Fake it. Fake that shit. Come on, man. We're land of Hollywood. Fake that motherfucker. So that shit, that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. But also, us landing on the moon makes sense to me too.
Yep.
And us landing on the moon, but we haven't been back since. We really have not been back since. Like, when was the last time we went to the moon? Somebody tell me that. Hey, leave a comment on the bottom. Tell me when the last time we went to the moon. Because if it was in my lifetime, then shit, I'm gonna shut up. But I don't think it was. And I'm talking Americans going to the moon. Not Chinese, not Russian, not any other country. I'm talking about American. NASA sending an astronaut into space, landing on the moon. When was the last time NASA went to the moon? Leave your comments. Thank you guys. We're going to wrap it up right here. I appreciate you tuning in. This is Pyrroh's podcast. Take it easy, guys.
Take it easy,
Peace.
man.